In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the ignition coil boots on this Ford F-250 with the 5.4 liter V8. Let's get started. I'm only going to show you the process for one because all of them are going to be the exact same process no matter which side of the engine you're working on. Unplug the electrical connector, just press on that tab, wiggle this off. Once this is removed, always check it for corrosion. Sometimes that happens. This one is perfectly fine, so I'm going to move ahead. Use a 7mm socket and remove the bolt that holds this on. Take that bolt, set it aside. Then you can take the ignition coil, pull it straight up. Sometimes they get a little stuck on the boot, so just give it a quick twist if you can. Pull up on it, it'll pop out of place. There it is. However, what I'm noticing is there's no spring in there, and I can actually see it right down here. It fell in the hole. You definitely want to fish this out if that happens to you, because we will have to reuse this. But this is basically what transfers the electricity from top to bottom. Once again, if your spring stayed in here, you'd want to remove it at this point. It should slide right out. Take the boot, give it a twist, remove it off of the ignition coil. Set that aside. Take your new one and slip it right over the coil. Make sure it's bottomed out completely. It doesn't necessarily have a direction that it goes in, so I'm just going to make sure it's seated all the way. Now on the bottom, I personally prefer to put a little bit of silicone paste just on the side of the ignition coil boot, just like so. This will prevent the spark plug from getting stuck onto the boot. As if you remember when I pulled it up, it was a little bit stuck. That's what this prevents, and I'm going to slide the spring back in here all the way down. That's what's going to make the connection between the plug and the ignition coil. So at this point, make sure the spring doesn't fall out. Slide this back down into the hole, bottom it out, press it onto that spark plug, get your bolt, line it up, make sure this doesn't cross thread. It's very fine thread and it's a small bolt, so you want to be careful. Snug it up. If you have the means to torque this, 53 inch-pounds is the torque for this bolt. If you can't torque it, 1/8 of a turn after it bottoms out should be good. Plug in the connector, make sure it clicks, and then do the same to all the other 7 ignition coils.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.